Good morning, guys, and we're going to start in this class regarding spiral model. So, as we know that spiral model is an evaluationary process model. One of the category in evaluationary process model is spiral model, right? Yes. Mute your speakers, ma. Everyone, mute your speakers. Yes. So we need to discuss regarding SDLC models. So as part of life cycle models, evaluationary process models we have been discussed, and now in today's class we need to talk about spiral model, right? So spiral model. So all of these life cycle models will give a guidelines, will give and suggestions about to how to initiate the software development. So even still the spiral model, what it will do is it couples the iterative nature of prototyping with the controlled and systematic aspects of the waterfall model process. See, the simplest way I can tell you, the way how should we understand the spiral model is the prototyping model, the major benefits and the major importance of waterfall model. These two we are going to be coupling. The benefits of these two models we are coupling, we are integrating, and we are calling it as spiral model. Simplest way to understand. See, the prototyping model, which is an evaluationary model of SDLC, is importantly iterative nature. Repeatedly we can call the phase, we can add the requirements, and we can do number of times, we can check it, verify it, the phase, and additionally the requirements also you can add even in the middle of the phases of the software development. And a waterfall model is very well in achieving the high quality product and in controlling the entire phases and systematic aspects. This is only the quality thing only I am talking importantly, because the quality is the most important factor in waterfall model. So we want to achieve highest quality, still we need to add the iterative nature of the prototyping. This thing we are going to be major important regarding the spiral model. Yes, just a minute. Yes, yeah. So yes, so it is an adapted to complete the life cycle. So adapted means, uh, see, additionally to expose the proper, yes, the efficient development life cycle. Okay, we are adapting the necessary features from prototype, from waterfall model. See, as the model itself, it is not actually designed and deployed. The spiral model is invented by adapting the complete life cycles features of prototype and waterfall model process that it means to be. The process is represented as spiral rather than a sequence activities with backtracking. See, the first waterfall model, it is a sequential activities. First communication, later planning, later modeling. Okay, see, every phase is going to be sequentially we need to implement. There is no any backtracking. But what will we do is nothing but in spiral we can backtrack. In spiral we can add the iterative nature. That is what the process in case of spiral model. Each loop in the spiral model represents a phase. We'll see in the diagram what is a loop and all. There is no any fixed number of phases such as specification, design, like that. The loops in the spiral are chosen depending on what is required for the efficient product achievement. All of you, please listen later, note this diagram. See, everyone need to note all the diagrams, ma. See, if you observe this figure, a spiral model, first planning, second one is modeling, third one is construction, and next one is deployment. Okay. Yeah, yes, I'll explain again. In the spiral model, first communication. Yes, obviously communication is the first phase almost in all models. So communication will define actually what the project need to be developed. It is only defines what are the requirements, right? See, communication, planning, modeling, construction and deployment. The same thing will happen in spiral model. The same way of software development life cycle activities will be taken place even in spiral model. But the way how, the direction how we are implementing is too much different when you're comparing with the other existing SDLC model. See, it is just like a loop. In previous slide, we have seen a point. Each loop in spiral is representing a phase in the process. Getting, you know? See, if you observe this diagram, just like a loops, just like a circle model, we are going to be representing the spiral model. See, in the spiral model, we are starting from the starting cycle. First loop, if you observe, it is a communication. It is a communication, the very first loop. See, the inner circle, we have a term start. That is a communication phase. And the next loop is planning. And the next loop is you can identify in this diagram with this arrows. So the next arrow is regarding the modeling, and later one is construction, and finally the deployment. See, the way the direction we take place, all these five phases is different. Of course, we'll implement communication, we'll implement planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. The same life cycle activities, but the different way we'll consider. Yes, see, because there is no any fixed phase specifically, just like your communication, modeling, or designing, the loops are framed. So depending on the project, depending on what is required to implement, we are going to be finishing that phase. See, I'll explain. For example, in a particular project, according to the requirements and FTR decisions, formal technical review decisions, they have decided to start first with coding part. So construction they wanted to start. They don't wanted to go formally like communication. They don't want it to be just like a sequential life cycle model like a waterfall. They don't want to initiate their project with communication, later planning like that. They decided to start from construction. So let them finish first coding. Depending on the results, outputs, depending on the verification of the code, whatever at the end of the construction phase developed by the developers, later, depending on the results, they want to produce the design. They want to model the product. It is possible in case of software implementations like this. We can go even bottom up approach. Nothing but bottom phases I want to develop first. Later I want to go to the topmost phases. So They decided in the FTR they want to implement. Later they want to deploy delivery. Delivery in the sense in front of customer, in the customer environment. They want to run the project. They want to take the feedback. They want to recorrect if anything is required. And later these two phases of construction and deployment, they start modeling, they start planning, communication. And anyway, those are all documentation purpose, no? So they'll do. So there is no any fixed phase, there is no any fixed plan about to implement first this phase, later that phase, like that. There is no any rules, there is no any protocol like that. They can do whatever they want. Okay, they can implement even bottom up approach. And this is the diagram. All of you take 1 minute time and please make it finish. Everyone need to note this diagram and answer me if you completed your diagram. Okay, after noted your diagram, no, please tell me. Make it fast. See, when I told you something about to note in your notebook, first of all, you write the title. Few of the people in previous classes shared your notebook, no, in the group. There is no date, there is no subject name, there is no title. Don't do like that. Please do the things professionally. First, write down today's date and write down that spiral model heading and make a note clearly the diagram. Okay. See, what are we have been discussed till now, the important points related to the spiral model also. You please make a note parallelly. Okay. And spiral model, I think so you understood. If any queries, you can ask me regarding the spiral model so that I can move to the next slide. I hope so you completed, right? See, there is no any new terminology we are going to be using in this model again and again. The same thing, whatever already existed phases, but the way you have been represented like a cycles, like a loop. Okay, that loops are important, that directions are important. Okay, that arrow symbol is there. No, that also you note down. And in few pages under that, the activities noted in planning, estimation, scheduling, risk analysis. It is common, no, even in waterfall model, other models also. The activities which are comes under planning is same. The activities are not going to change. Planning means we are estimating. Okay, we are planning for budget. We are scheduling for timelines. We are fixing the deadlines. And if there is any risk factors, that is also we are going to be considered in planning phase only. Modeling means we will finalize the analysis requirements. Okay, whatever during the analysis phase we considered, whatever in communication phase we collected, we gathered the requirements, we'll finalize. And with that collected requirements, we'll produce a graphical presentation, a layout, a constructional design for the produced projects. That is only modeling. Construction is obviously writing the code and testing. Deployment is you are going to be executing your developed project in customer environment and you will collect the feedback. Okay. Yes. Now we'll discuss about the major benefits, strengths, advantages of spiral model. Okay. As we know that from the previous slide, we discussed a spiral model means will add iterative features of prototype as well as the high quality achievement from the waterfall model. We'll mix all the benefits of these two models. We call it spiral. So obviously, the attention here is focusing on reusable options. Once you write a program logically, once you define an instructions logically in any submodule, you are trying to reuse it instead of again and again writing the new code. See, even that's why no, we are preferring to use object-oriented programming languages, right? See, because of reusability option, what we will do is nothing but instead of writing the entire code again and again, we can simply recall that class inheritance. Same thing here also. We'll recall that module. So reduces the overall size of the code. It focuses the attention on early error elimination. Okay, and we are trying to avoid the errors when you write the program itself. It won't, in some cases, it cannot actually completely write still the entire module completed, still the entire program completed also. See, generally, how you people write a program. For example, arithmetic operations. First, you write addition, you'll check errors, you'll write subtraction, code, you'll check errors. Like that, one by one, you are going to be increasing the lines of the code in your program. The same thing when you write the program immediately, when you write the instruction immediately, errors are going to be eliminated. In that way, programmer is going to be pays his own attention. And finally, the spiral model will produce a quality objective upfront to the clients. The product is quality product is going to be developed. It integrates the development and maintenance stages. See, when they are developing parallelly, they look for maintenance also. Okay, see, this maintenance is nothing but, for example, you wrote a program in Java. After some time, maybe your Java platform, your Java version is going to be updated. You wrote your program in Java version, but still Java version 10, but still your program should be able to execute in Java version 11. Okay, in that way, you need to write the program. Even though whatever, irrespective of the platform, technology, versions or operating system is going to be changes, still your written program should be able to integrate the development and maintenance. Okay, and it provides a framework for hardware and software development parallelly. Okay, these are the strengths of the spiral model. It focuses on reusability, it focuses on early error elimination, it puts a quality product upfront to the clients, and it is integrating the development and maintenance stage. It is able to satisfy all the versions and platforms of the technology, and it is still provides a framework for software as well as hardware development. These are the major benefits of spiral model. Every model, the graph, the diagram presentation, what the model is, what is the strength, what is the problem. These are the points you should be able to know. Now, these are the benefits. This is about spiral model. Then what are the problems? What are the issues? See, almost every model uh, is having a little bit drawbacks. Some of the few of the issues will be there because there is no existing any single life cycle model which is suitable for all kind of areas of the projects. Yes, even though if you are selecting for your final year academic project, you cannot select every platform for your project area. You cannot select every life cycle model for implementation. Yes, there is some suitable things are there. According to the model activities, you need to select whether you need to decide the model is perfect for your project area or not. If you understand clearly every model activities and issues and benefits, then only you will be able to decide that whether that particular model is efficient or not. Okay, so let us look at into the drawbacks of the spiral model. So it is a little bit difficult actually to convince the customer that the evaluationary approach is controllable. See, the evaluationary approach is nothing but normally in evaluationary model, every phase you are refining, no? But when you started analysis or implementation phase, normally we'll conduct an FTR, formal technical review, the review which is conducted among the customers and software developers. We are discussing, we are informing to the customer every step. These are the requirements, these are the technologies selected, this is a platform selected for implementation. But what is this evaluationary approach controllable is nothing but we are controlling according to the spiral model guidelines. Once we finalize the phase, and for the benefit of the quality we are changing every time because of iterative nature. So this thing every time we are changing and we are somewhere controlling the technology, this thing regarding the updations, convincing the customer is too difficult. The customer, generally the human attitude is, once we inform to the customer regarding something requirements and all, design and all, they are expecting the same. But because of the quality focus nature, it is practically changing is obviously happens. So that somehow you need to convince the customer, it is the difficult. And the risk assessment, actually it demands with expertise in that particular area and relies on the expertise on the success. Okay, so the risk assessment here is nothing but we are expecting a quality software system, quality product implementation. So obviously we are expecting the expertise in that particular implementation part, testing part, and everywhere. Okay, so when expecting the expertise staff, obviously it is a financial risk factor. That is a drawback of spiral model. Yes, because expertise means they need to pay a lot. That is financial risk factor. But quality product will achieve only through the expertise. Okay, so this is one of the drawback of spiral model. If a major risk is uncovered, managed, the problems will occur. Even though during the development of spiral model construction, maintenance, testing, any of the risk, if it is so uncovered, if it is so major, it is not resolved, then the management is too difficult. Okay, the problem will occur, actually it is a very big problem, because during the stage of implementation only any risk has to be identified and has to be resolved. If it is not uncovered, we cannot manage with this spiral model, it is too difficult. Because the spiral model guideline is, the problem has to be clearly exposed in front of customer. In the deployment stage, the developer need to present even the risk, even the uncovered risk, but the customer will not accept no the risk. Okay, so these are the drawbacks of spiral model. See, if you clearly observe the sentence, by the sentence you can understand the meaning, but the thing is you need to practice a lot, you need to remind each and everything. Okay, these are the drawbacks, but compared to the other SDLC model, spiral model is, of course it is a very good model to implement the projects. So if you observe here, when to use spiral model, when we can select a spiral model is nothing but when we are interested about the iterative nature, repeatedly adding the requirements, repeatedly verifying the outputs. Okay, see, in that case, when creation of a prototype is appropriate, you can select spiral. When cost and risk evaluation is important, see, I don't want to increase my cost even a single rupee payment in implementation of project. Yes, and also risk should be evaluated. Risk should not be leave as it is. In that case, I can select spiral model. For medium level, medium scale industry project about to handle the high risk projects, you can select the spiral. And a long term project commitment unwise because of potential changes to the economy priorities. See, long term project is nothing but very big project, lot of work need to be implemented. Okay, with the commitments and all, expecting with the deadlines, you can select this model. And for example, users doesn't know, see users know the requirement, But some cases, users may not know all the requirements. What user is expecting from the software in all test cases may not be known to the user. But still, spiral model can be selected because iterative nature. They can add in implementation stage also some more things, functionalities and all, some more components they can add. Even in testing, any test cases is failure, they can revise the test cases. So spiral can be selected. And a new product line, anytime new technology, new platform, newly wanted to deploy a product for the first time, you can select the spiral model. And significant changes in the functionality wise and the structure wise, okay, test cases wise, deployment wise, lot of changes significantly expected, yes, you can select the spiral model. So compare this all points with the other models. When to use prototype, when to use waterfall, all points you compare. So when you compare this all, you can understand why spiral model is important and why the people are preferring to use the spiral model. Okay, but generally in the academic projects, we are not using this spiral model. In your BTech student, whatever they are implementing the projects, no, they won't select spiral because the reason is you don't have financial risks generally, you don't have any long term commitment, and you are not changing completely the platform and all meanwhile time. So generally we are not preferring. Yes, see, I just wanted to check with you any topic from this first year. Still, we need to talk a lot of the things in first unit. Okay, but up to this, according to the Pressman chapter one, we have completed one more chapter. We need to finish to complete the first unit, and few of the other topics also I need to complete. Okay, some of definition part like abstraction, composition, and all decomposition I'll complete. But meanwhile, this topic, if you are clear, any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, and 3 to 4 classes I need to take to complete the first unit. Okay, I told you no, unit 1 and unit 2, all fundamentals I'm explaining here. Up to this completed. Okay, up to this completed. And here, if you observe, I don't know, I hope so you're following. Don't try to cheat the faculty. Okay, so up to here, prototype and spiral model, we have finished. This object oriented process model and all we'll see in next unit. We'll see in next unit. Life cycle model means up to 5 models we have finished in unit 1. ILE techniques, AZILE. That method, object oriented process model, will call in unit 2. Okay, see, you do one thing in this PPT. In this PPT, if you have any doubt, any single term, if you are unable to understand, you can ask me. You can ask me, and I think so. I gave you one of the assignment, and the deadline is Sunday. I told you few of the people completed, but many of the people are not at all completed. And don't try to drag still the Sunday. If I gave you the deadline Sunday means before Sunday only you need to finish. Okay. Uh, any doubts, ma? We have discussed previously software, description, classifications, characteristics, attributes, and types. Okay. And computer science, software engineering differences. Yes, and Pressman's view, layer technology, and objective, measure goals, activities, and umbrella activities, process models, and up to the spiral model we have seen. Okay, all models are important, and moreover, in every examination, no, they'll ask you 100% one of the model, and I'll show you that previous question paper also. Just a minute. Yeah, this is See, you are the starting regulation, you don't have exact regulation papers. Okay. uh, a little bit modification is there in the syllabus, but still you can take the unit 1 questions as it is, and unit 2 also you can take as it is. See, why I'm explaining each and every statement very clearly is nothing but there is a reason. In software engineering course, many of the topics we cannot expect the direct questions. You need to understand the concepts. You need to understand a lot of analysis you need to do it. Okay, so you need to understand clearly, so then only you will be able to answer the question. For listening, one I am explaining the course is you feel that it is easy, but the difficulty is attempting the questions in the examination. So you need a lot of practice. See here, first question, your first assignment, no? First question, part B. What is waterfall process model and discuss about its reasons for failure? See, what you'll write here is you need to start this question answer from here. List out all life cycle models. Later, explain about waterfall model with the diagram. What is waterfall model and all the phases explanation. And here the drawbacks you need to write. This drawbacks of waterfall model only is an answer for waterfall model failures. Very simple. They won't ask you directly what are the difficulties, what are the issues, what are the problems, what are the drawbacks of waterfall model. They are asking you about discuss what is the reasons why the model is failure. So you need to write like these are the following reasons. Because of so and so these reasons, waterfall model is failure. But still, many of the industries still we are using practically the waterfall model because it is a very simple model, very inexpensive and highest quality product we can produce. But still it was a failure model because one of the important point I told you, before starting each and every phase, you need to finalize the previous phase outputs. For example, communication, you should be able to finalize the complete project definition, requirements, and all. Before going to the construction stage, you need to finalize the modeling. Design, you need to finalize. Once you are starting the construction, you cannot go back to the design. There is no possibility. That is a very strict protocol. That was this model is failure. Yes or no? Even when you are talking about the unit 2, I should not say I cannot come back to unit 1 and explain you again and again. Yes, because it is your query, I should be able to explain at any time. Because it is a software system development, at any time we should be able to handle the issues of any phase. That flexibility is not there with this waterfall model, that's why it is failure. And lot of other drawbacks we discussed. No, all these you need to explain. Okay, so first question from the first unit we have completed. Yes, according to your previous syllabus it is R15 regulation syllabus it is. Clear ma? See, it is most important either waterfall or spiral model. Okay, our spiral model will be definitely we can expect in the examination. And sometimes they'll ask you like what are the iterative process models. Okay, and explain. Okay, see what are the, see for that you should know this slide. Okay, incremental process models, explain incremental process models, they may ask you. You need to write what is incremental model, what is rad model. Both classifications you need to write. They may ask you evaluationary process models, you need to write prototyping and spiral. Okay, and the second question is there perception related to a particular person, related to the process. Describe about personal and team process models. Okay, see how to differentiate this one, we'll discuss. Okay, don't worry, we'll discuss this one. I told you, no, fewer topics still we need to talk in unit 1. In that, I'll cover this one. The same models, but we need to differentiate. Okay. So up to now, this part is completed. That's why I gave you that assignment. No, completely you prepare and share to me. After you're coming to the class, submit me hard copy. Meanwhile, you share to me in our group only. See, don't feel that madam is not verifying your documents. I'll check each and every document. Immediately, I may not, but I'll take some time. I'll definitely check everything. Okay, and fine. See, and meanwhile, just I want to know, is it clear every topic? Any doubts? Ask me. Up to here, almost 80% of first unit we have completed. Okay. Anything, any doubts in this presentation? No, you can ask me. Yes, later topics I'll continue, and in this today's class, before 5 minutes, I wanted to log off because today first hour and second hour continuously I have classwork, and later immediately I need to join in the project presentation. Okay, they are calling me actually. Okay, so up to 12 o'clock we have class. No, 11:55, 11:55 I want to close the class. Meanwhile, uh, you people, I want to ask you queries. Don't worry if you don't know also, but please talk to me and respond to me when I'm asking queries. Okay? Yes. Yeah. These are software characteristics I have explained to you already. Okay. And Triveni H3, please come to line 1. Yes. Triveni, come to line. Are you there? H3. H3, I'll make you as absent. Are you there? What are you doing? Respond. See, don't disconnect from the class. I want to take attendance today. All of you should be logging. Yes. Neeraza, come to line.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah. See, my question is, what are the characteristics for software? What are the software characteristics? Yes, but tell me in a simplest way. Make it fast.
Ma'am,
Yes.
the, the software is flexible to any developer, ma'am.
Yes.
And if any difficulties are there, they can be easy to solve it, ma'am.
Okay.
And it is easy understandable to every developers, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, 100% right. Anything else? That's it.
And it should be not in larger size, ma'am. It will be smaller size.
Okay. Okay, fine, ma. Yes, very good.
The
Mute.
first thing is,
Yeah. Anything else you want to tell?
ma'am, it should be contain some documents.
Okay.
Every software should contain some document, ma'am.
Which document?
SRS document.
SRS document. Fine. Okay, ma. Mute your speaker. Neeraja, very good. Yeah. What she is what she is telling is almost okay, but I want to explain to you again. Characteristic is nothing but you have to talk about features. A lot of features you need to focus. Okay, software is normally a logical thing. It is not a physical system element. And software characteristics also, those are not actually fixed features. Depending on the kind of software system and on which hardware platform you are implementing, right? So characteristics also differs. But majorly, few of characteristics you can tell. Even though difference is there, few of the things you can tell. Software is developed or engineered. It is not manufactured in a classical sense, just like a hardware. This is the first characteristic of a software. The software does not wear out. It won't expire. Generally, the program is not going to be lost from anywhere. Most of the software is custom built rather than being assembled from existing components. See, custom built is nothing but for the customer applications, already they have designed some icons, some of the framework is available. From that, you can drag and drop the features. In that way, the software is going to be built. It is not just like you are integrating or assembling from the existing components. You're writing newly every time the logical program very efficiently, a very small sized product you are designing, and the quality and the functionalities are clearly mentioned. In that way, we are writing. So, software is developed or engineered, it is not manufactured in the classical sense. Software doesn't wear out. Most software system is custom built rather than being assembled from existing components. These the things you need to tell in software characteristic part. Okay, clear no? Yes. And as I told you already, we don't have a common characteristics for all kind of software systems. Depending on the hardware, depending on the uh, platform, technology on which you are developing, again the characteristics are going to be differs. But these are the few of common characteristics, whatever we discussed. Okay. And now, one more question. One more question. Simple questions, ma. Okay, don't worry to answer. Even though it is wrong answer, no issue. But you need to talk to me. Okay. And D1, Sai Leela. Come to line. Sai Leela. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Sai Leela, how are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Yes, yes. See, Sai Leela, tell me the attributes of a good software systems. Stop.
There,
Hmm.
there are four attributes, ma'am.
Okay.
Maintainability, dependability, efficiency, usability.
Yes, very good. Maintainability, dependability, efficiency, usability. These four are the attributes she is saying. Very good, very good. Mute your speaker. Okay. See, attributes, why actually attributes for a software system is required is nothing but just to deliver the required functionality, just to impose the performance, just to give a proper performance efficient evaluation for the users. So attributes are more important. So maintainability, dependability, efficiency, usability are most important attributes of good software system. See, already this recorded lectures almost I have shared. Okay, you also listen one more time. Okay, if you have any doubts you can come to me. And what you will do is, already this PPT I have shared to you in your group now. So you study once. And what you will do is, somebody, Likita is asked one query actually. Difference between the process models. See, individually all the models we have discussed. These activities are there. Okay, and drawbacks are there when to use that particular model we have been discussed. So if you study all of these models, you will be able to identify the difference. You try to find out, otherwise I'll be happy to answer in the next session. Is it okay, Likita? Can you do this again? Yes, tell me,
Yes,
Likita.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yes, ma. Uh, it's 11:55. I just wanted to log off. Okay, you can disconnect from the class, and Ashok, please share that attendance to me. And everyone need to attend for every class. I'm sharing as it is attendance to the university. I'm not just like other faculty. Don't think that I'll give you the attendance and I'll give you the mark. Even though you are not attending the class, you are not answering the queries. I won't do like that. Okay. Yes, ma, fine. Disconnect from the class and take care. Yeah, just now somebody is sharing some of the queries to me. See, I'll discuss in next class, ma. Okay. Surely I'll discuss. Don't worry. Okay. Srinath. Srinath, I'll discuss. Yeah. Okay. Okay. See, it is very good thing actually. All of you people are worrying. No, it is nice nature. The doubt is always doubt in your mind. It is better to ask. Okay. See, and I'm planning to actually prepare one more video lecture. I'll share in YouTube. You please have that session. I'll be sharing on Monday for you. Okay, all models. Yes.
మ్యామ్
Yes, ma. Srinath.
సీక్వెన్స్‌కి మ్యామ్ అవి ముందు అవి అట్రిబ్యూట్స్ అవన్నీ చెప్పలేనట్టున్నారు మ్యామ్. ఇప్పుడు అవి డి సెక్షన్ మాత్రం చెప్పినట్టున్నారు.
Yes, ma. Yes.
క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ అవన్నీ.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Okay.